The Garmin Edge 520, the Wahoo ELEMNT Bolt. Which is better? It's the Wahoo. The Wahoo's, it's better. It's better, it just is. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, fine, I'll do it properly.
The Garmin Edge 520 and the Wahoo ELEMNT Bolt are about the same size, they're about the same price, and they do about the same thing. So you'd be forgiven for thinking they're about as good. But you'd be wrong. Very wrong. One of these is quite a lot better than the other. And one of the biggest reasons for that is that all setup and control of the Wahoo is done on your phone, as I demonstrate here. Anyone who's ever owned a Garmin will be very familiar with doing this.
Hooray! I turned the beeps off. Now there is no question that Garmin absolutely revolutionized the bike computer industry, but they just haven't improved in a meaningful way since they did. The menu structure in this is atrocious. It was bad 5 years ago, now it's just inexcusable. And yes, they've always added bells and whistles to each new generation and even to each new firmware update, but the user experience is still lacking. Wahoo, on the other hand, take full advantage of the most wonderful invention of the modern age, the smartphone. When you export all of the controls to this, that's bigger and touchscreen, everything is improved. You know, it actually wouldn't surprise me if Wahoo sat down and said, how do we make an Edge 520 less annoying? And just went from there. And even beyond that, in the short time I've had this unit, I've noticed that the battery life is better, the screen is so much easier to read. Have a look at this picture, bathed in glorious sunlight. And the Strava Live segments are way better on this thing. You can dynamically change them on the bike. You can switch between them. You can switch whether you're chasing your personal record or the KOM or your nearest mate. It can all be done on the fly, and that is a huge deal for me. I could go on for hours about all the ways in which the Wahoo is better. The short version is that it just improves everything over the Garmin. This is a great unit, but this just takes away all of the annoyances that I had and just makes it easier to use. So that's it, right? Job done. Go out and get yourself a Wahoo. Or maybe don't.
If you're like me and you've invested in a fancy pants Garmin mount, you might find there's a bit of a problem with the Wahoo ELEMNT.
Yes, that's right, the tabs are rotated at 90 degrees on the Wahoo. Now, that means that most of your Garmin mounts are now useless with this unit. And I have a lot of Garmin mounts. I pretty much have a different mount for every bike I have. And they are all useless.
On the plus side, the mount that comes with the actual unit is very, very good. It's sleek, it looks great on the bike, and it has a very clean interface. Look at that, it's just flawless. These things were engineered really well together. But it's kind of like it's teasing you. It's got all the markings of a Garmin mount, but it won't fit a Garmin. And the Wahoo has all the markings of a Garmin mountable computer, but it just won't fit in any Garmin mounts.
I feel like Wahoo had to dodge some serious patents to make this unit, so I don't really blame them for this. I still blame Garmin. So really, the only reason to stick with Garmin is because you don't want to have to pay to replace all your mounts.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is my review or the comparison between the Edge 520 and the Wahoo ELEMNT Bolt. Do you have either of these? What do you think of them? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and all that sort of fun stuff. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.